So I've come up with what some people may say is a terrible idea. I recently moved to the city of Calgary in Alberta, Canada. Calgary is a city which is split in half by the Bow River. In fact, the city was founded here because of the river flowing through it. Starting at Baker Park in the northwest, the river flows through downtown and southwards onto Fish Creek, before continuing on. A series of trails run alongside this river, covering a distance of around 45 kilometres from park to park. So, what better way to get to know a city than follow the river on which it was founded? And I'll be doing all of that with my Ricoh GR3 in tow, in the hopes that I can get some good pictures of some locations I've maybe never seen before in a city that I am really still trying to get to know. And I'm starting my day off at the end point in Fish Creek Provincial Park, which is where I'm leaving the car. So now, just to get to the start point. I finally made it to Baker Park. That whole process took probably well over 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours or more. But you can see I'm on the edge of Calgary now, and behind me is the Bow River. That river originates in Bow Glacier on the Icefields Parkway, runs through the town of Banff and through Calgary. And that's the river that I'm going to be following today for the next 4 or 5 hours until I run back to my car.
Starting run.
Five kilometres into the trail now. I don't think I've really got any great pictures so far, but I am discovering lots of new areas of Calgary that I've never seen before. Like this little area here, kind of like full of boardwalks, little nature reserve, which is pretty cool. One thing I am enjoying about the run so far is I'm going a bit slower and I'm being much more observant. Knowing that I want to get some pictures on the trail, I'm really taking my time to kind of explore little side alleys and really kind of take in what's around me. And I'm constantly thinking, what will make a good picture? And honestly, it's making the time fly by. What do we reckon? Will some kind of more abstract-y pictures work? It's raining. I'm not particularly happy about it. Hopefully it doesn't last for long. Just about coming into the city now. I'm just sheltering from the rain a little bit. But I think as well, it might make some good pictures just here as well. You can see the city behind me and the fast flowing river. I'll take a few shots, see what I can get. I think it's definitely easier to get shots through the city. The first part of the trail actually wasn't super interesting, but hopefully I can get a few here. Pretty hard to beat some rainy day reflections. I mean, how good was that little spot with those reflections there? The water's really calm. And this is another spot that I've just never come to. I've lived here for nearly a year, but I've not really explored these little areas. And I think that shot at kind of a blue hour or with a sunset or sunrise behind or some light on the buildings would be pretty cool. So I might have to revisit this with a better camera at some point. Just running down Centre Street Bridge in Calgary now. A little bit frustrating because I feel like there are some good shots here, but the Ricoh just doesn't have the compression of a longer lens. So I kind of struggled, but I'll show you what I got. Hey. Can I grab a slice of meat lovers and a slice of the barbecue chicken, please? Now you don't get this on a normal marathon. Lovely yellow flowers and good reflections. Must be able to get something here. Annoyingly, through the focal length of the Ricoh, I can't quite get these flowers in and kind of get this reflection not quite being cut off by the bank. So on the GoPro it works really nicely, but unfortunately not quite at 28mm. But still, some pretty nice shots. It's kind of really frustrating not being able to combine all of the elements. I've got this lovely little tree here, there's yellow flowers, you've got the Sky Needle or Calgary Tower or whatever you want to call it in the background, this building as well as the little pavilion here as well. But with the Ricoh, the 28mm, I kind of need a wider angle to capture it all, unfortunately. I'm about halfway through the run now, about 23k's in, probably similar amount to go, unfortunately. But this is where the Elbow River joins the Bow River. The two converge and carry on as the Bow. And it was at this meeting point that the city of Calgary, as we know it today, was first founded, and Fort Calgary was built just over here. Behind me there, you've kind of got a reconstruction of what the fort used to look like. And then from my understanding here, we actually have the original kind of foundation outline of the original fort, which was the Northwest Mounted Police, I believe. But it's funny because this is probably one of the most historic sites in Calgary. And I run just down by the river over there all the time. And I've driven on these roads, but not once have I actually came and had a look to check this out. I quite like the idea of the new city being framed by the outline of the old fort. But let's see if that turns out any good. It's hailing pretty bad. I'm just going to try and run to this bridge. They're getting quite big, and if they get any bigger it's going to start hurting. I think I might have to shelter under the bridge for a little bit then, I reckon. Do you see that? There was a roundabout for people and for bikes. This is Canada, they don't even put roundabouts on the road. Bit of a nicer way to end the trail today, just coming through the end of Fish Creek for the last 5k's. Pretty flat plain, the Bow River's just over there, but beautiful nonetheless. So I missed the shortcut, or the route I was going to take originally, and due to a couple of miscalculations, this 42km run has now turned into 55k. I'm not going to lie, the last few kilometres has been torture. I'm running into a headwind as well, which you might be able to tell. So I've decided to walk the last few k's. There it is. There's my car. My car. It's just over there. I've never been so relieved to see that 2006 Toyota Matrix. 55.6 kilometres in the end.